guys, so today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Crystal Mandalas Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I have been working with this deck for a while at the energy shop that I work in Australia, but I have not had my own personal deck. We have a lot of decks that are open that we can use for personal reading, and so I've really gotten to know this deck well. So when I purchased it, I already knew that it was really going to work for me. Alana Fairchild is the same person who does the Isis Oracle and the Kuan Yin Oracle and the Rumi Oracle, and she does a lot of Oracle decks that are just so amazing. When I think of like the best Oracle decks going, she's definitely at the top of my list. When I first saw this, I was not that drawn to it. I definitely was drawn more to like the Rumi Oracle because they came out around the same time. But once I started working with this deck, it was just evident that this deck was absolutely a masterpiece. The cards in this are from her books, Crystal Angels 444, Crystal Masters 333, and Crystal Goddesses 888. Sorry if there's any noise going on around. We have workers in the house right now. So when I purchased this deck, I already knew it was going to be awesome. So I will talk a little bit about the deck. So this is kind of like an unboxing and a review because I have been working with this deck already. Pete bought this deck for me 3 or 4 days ago, and I wanted to wait to open it to do a little bit of an unboxing and a review for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to show you some of the cards, going to give you some ideas of how I've been working with it and how you can use it. Yeah, it's really awesome. This deck was $37.95. I purchased it at Sacred Space in Manly, New South Wales, Australia, and so yeah, really exciting. Yeah, so let's open it up. I was getting nervous cutting open the plastic on decks because I don't want to ruin the box. Just like with all Blue Angel decks, the box and the cardstock is absolutely lovely with this deck. I absolutely just love, especially the Alana Fairchild boxes. So it's this really nice matte box with the blue on it. I don't know if you can see that right there. Hope that's in focus. So this is an absolutely lovely deck. Oh God, I just love working with new decks. Okay, so the inside here is this beautiful blue color. I love the blue for this. It's absolutely perfect. All right, so the book that comes along with the Crystal Mandalas Oracle is really big, just like most Alana Fairchild decks. If you see here, it's got the introduction. What is a crystal angel? Crystal angels of earth and crystal angels of heaven, who are the ascended masters, what do the numbers mean, who are the goddesses in this deck. So there's all of this, what is 444, what is 888, understanding the deck, how to work with this deck, how to use the Crystal Mandalas instead of crystals, doing a reading for yourself or someone else, and there's a couple of spreads here. So it's not until page 25 that you even get into the cards themselves. There's all this information in the beginning. Of course, the book is lovely. So it starts off with the Crystal Angel suit. Now each suit, from what I can tell, has a different border around it, which I'll show you. So like each card has a good amount of information. You see this first one, the deck starts with the Archangel Metatron and clear quartz. And it has 2 full pages, or 2.5 full pages of information, and then it has the healing process, and this is very typical of Alana Fairchild and her decks. She has a healing process. It also has a little representation of the deck the card up in the corner as well. I have experienced this deck in a very, very intense way, even just using it in the shop. These cards are so on point, and they're absolutely beautiful. So after the angels, you have the Crystal Masters suit, and then the Crystal Goddesses suit. The whole book itself, let's see, there's also some advertising for her other, sorry about the noise, you guys. Her other decks, the Sacred Rebels. Oh, I forgot the Sacred Rebels, the Wild Kuan Yin, these are absolutely amazing. I haven't used the Wild Kuan Yin, but I've used Sacred Rebels. I've been reading Crystal Goddesses 888. They're really, really good. And then they have a little bit about the author. So the whole book in total, aside from like the advertisements, is 234 pages. So you have a wealth of information here. All right, so let's get on to the cards. The cards come with a clear band around them. This is the back of the deck. Absolutely beautiful. I just love this. I'm not sure I'm in love with like the lines around it. I don't know, but it's a really beautiful backing. All right, so the angel cards have a pink border around them. The crystal masters have a blue border around them, and then the crystal goddesses have this like dark pink or burgundy border around it. So what I've experienced with these cards is not only are they very beautiful, and the book is so on point, but the mandalas themselves, and which is the main reason why I actually wanted to get this deck, is I have found that meditating on the mandalas themselves are really, really amazing. I find that they have been created in such a way that they really open up the mind to whatever the card is talking about, and really just stepping into a beautiful meditation. So as an example, the Archangel Metatron and Clear Quartz. So if you see the card like this, you have the crystal in the center and the mandala, and then it says what the card itself represents, and then, you know, if it's the angels or whatever. So what I have found with working with this is if I just look at the middle of the mandala and kind of, have you ever used one of those books where it's like patterns, and then if you look at it a certain way, a 3D image comes out? You kind of like don't really fully look at the picture, you just kind of like stare off, kind of like slightly in front of the picture. I don't know if that makes sense, but just kind of taking it in and not really focusing on any bit. I've noticed that these mandalas actually come alive. They're absolutely beautiful. They start looking 3D. You start noticing different aspects of them. They almost look like they're moving. They're absolutely amazing. They also have this sacred geometry behind here, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show you a few of each card. I highly recommend getting this deck and looking at each mandala for themselves. I've also gone through the deck and picked certain ones that I'm just drawn to personally, the mandalas, and then meditated with those as well. So sometimes I'll pick a card and meditate with that card, or I'll actually look at the mandalas and specifically just pick the mandalas that I like and then go back and see what they mean. So this is the first card in the deck. Archangel Remiel and Aragonite. These cards are just absolutely stunning. And the book itself just is so on point. I just like any Alana Fairchild deck, I have found that these just, again, she's just so good at channeling the energy, and the decks are just really well put together. And I find these to be just so on point. I rarely get a card that I don't understand why I got it. They're just really, really amazing. So yeah, I have found that the best way to work with this is to do either just one card or to pull 3 cards, depending on how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm going to personally use this for other people. Most Alana Fairchild decks, I end up using for myself because they're really, really deep, and they're really about, you know, soul change. And so if I was going to use this with a person, it usually has to be very specifically called. I have to specifically be called to do that. Occasionally, the Lady Isis will ask me to use her deck when working with someone, but even with that, it's not usually with a reading. It's usually we'll be talking, and my altar will be in the room, and all of a sudden I just get this intuition to pull some cards, or even have them pull some cards, because those decks are really, really intense. I'm not going to show you all the cards, but I'll go to the Crystal Masters section of the deck now. is absolutely beautiful. This is a card I get a lot. Ascended Master Jesus and Rosifia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Meaningful sacrifice. This is really interesting, and this card is actually very deeply spoken to me, for a lot of reasons. But that's just a beautiful card, like right there. But yeah, so I have a feeling that if I do use these in readings, it's going to be more of a pulling a card even before the reading and having that set the tone for the reading itself, or even for the whole day. Pete has asked if we can use this deck together. I usually don't use my decks with other people. They're very sacred to me. But since he bought me this deck and he says he's very drawn to it, I am getting the intuition that that is something that would be really good. So I'm thinking about actually, instead of putting it on my personal altar, to put it out here on our main altar in the living space, so that we can pull cards from these in the morning. And then when I go back to the States, I will bring the deck with me. And he said he might get his own copy of the deck if he has found that he connects with it. So I would really highly recommend this deck. I find it is extremely healing. I would say it's definitely more gentle than something like the Isis Oracle. I haven't worked a lot with the Kuan Yin Oracle. I do own it, but I haven't really been drawn to use it as much as the Isis Oracle. So I can't really compare it to that. Compared to the Sacred Rebels is definitely a fiery deck for self-exploration. This I really find is about finding who you are spiritually, who you are, what you're here for this on this planet, you know. How do I explain this? Kind of like a guide in that sense, whereas the Sacred Rebels is more about your personal inner work, finding out who you are. This is more like your job, more of a cosmic level, more of a bigger picture level, I guess. Again, I haven't used every single card in this deck, so I can't really tell you, but from what I've experienced, that's what this deck is. That's more of the theme of this deck. Anyway, these are the goddess cards as well. So, Goddess Bast and Cat's Eye, Sacred Pleasure. Of course, this is the card I look at, but these cards are absolutely amazing. The symbolism is beautiful. I mean, you've got not only the mandala and the crystal, but then you've got the cat's eyes back here. They're absolutely stunning. You've got the cat. This is just an amazingly gorgeous deck, and I highly recommend it to anyone. This deck has 54 cards in it, plus the guidebook, of course. The artwork is done by Jane Martin. Across the board, I would just say this is an amazing deck. End of story. Oh my god, just look at this. Goddess Gaia, Ocean Jasper, Goodwill. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Oh, absolutely stunning. You have the world in here. It looks like butterfly wings that have been stretched out. The moons, hearts. You've got trees. You've got the land stretched out around here. It's just gorgeous. Oh, and I have another card back here. Goddess Kali and Black Obsidian, Sacred Revolution. It's just stunning. They're just these, I find really empowering cards, really sacred. Highly recommend this. I know I've said that like 50 times, but anyway, just a beautiful deck. Stunning. I didn't show you all the cards. I think this is really good deck to explore yourself and really connect with personally. Because the spirits in the deck that go along with the deck, it's all about your personal relationship with them. The same with the Kuan Yin Oracle or the Isis Oracle or any deity or spirit. It's about your personal connection, and I feel like that's the way it is a deck. But especially decks that specifically have angels or a specific god or goddess, I think it's really important to connect your own energy to them and see in the mandalas or whatever the cards are your interpretation of that deity for yourself. So This is the third video I've filmed since being sick and then recovering from my sickness. I've been really sick. We haven't posted any videos, so hopefully these will go up in the right order. Pete's working on editing some of these. I'll edit this one. Thank you guys for your patience. Again, I've been really sick the last several weeks with a lung infection. I'm just now starting to function. I literally was just like in the house for like a couple weeks, having a hard time breathing and stuff. Since moving into the house with Pete, I really just feel like I'm in a completely different space in my life, and I know there was stuff we were working on with the book group. I hope you guys have gone ahead and read it on your own. I'm just not really in a space where I can really keep up with weekly videos. I'm still feeling rather fragile physically and emotionally on some fronts. Being sick really took a lot out of me. So I'm really trying to honor my own health and my own space so that I can recover, so I can start doing the things I'd really like to do. Like you've seen, I haven't put up a video for a good month now. And I do apologize for that if that was inconvenient for you all. I hope, again, you've been enjoying the book. I have been reading the book very slowly, and maybe I'll do a video when I'm done reading the book on my thoughts. If you guys would like to do videos on that, I'd love it if you posted those videos to the videos of the book. I'd love to check them out. I always love connecting with you guys. But sometimes it's really important to just say, no, I can't do that right now, and really honor that. This Australia trip has been extremely stressful. It's been an amazing experience, and it's been absolutely what I've needed, but it has been so stressful on my body and my emotions that it just basically got the better of me. And I am recovering, but I just really have to take things extremely slowly. So yeah, so that's kind of a little more background on what's been going on in the video. Prior to this, I'm sure you guys saw that I was sick, I was coughing, it's been really bad. So, had to go to the doctors, and I don't like going to the doctors. It's not something I typically do. So, again, I'm sorry that I just kind of fell off the edge of the earth, but I'm hoping to be doing more videos. I can't promise more videos because I'm just going day to day. But as you can see, I love doing videos, and I'd like to bring you more videos. I have another deck that I'd like to review that I've been using that has been phenomenal. So I will be doing that at some point. But anyway, hope you're all doing extremely well, and I hope you're having a beautiful summer in the Northern Hemisphere and a beautiful winter in the Southern Hemisphere. So many blessings. Namaste.